Look at how cheap these CFLs are. Regular ones, 18 watt, 5 CFLs for 98 cents. Look at these. 42 watt, which is equal to 150 watt, 2 for 98 cents. These are the floodlight type. 2 for 48 cents. Look at how cheap these CFLs have become. $1.24 each.
They're all on sale.
Yes, I know. But
Got a whole bunch of them.
no, I
All
just
that.
want to know how many. So you have a.
Membership, so they can track and see that I'm making good purchases that are green for the earth.
You have a total of 23.
I want to talk about light bulbs for a minute. As most of you know, they banned at the beginning of the year, I believe it was 40 and 60 watt tungsten incandescent bulbs. So I believe, and I might be wrong with this, but now 40, 60, 75, and 100 watt incandescent bulbs have been banned, no longer allowed to be manufactured or imported into the country. And a lot of people didn't like that, and I can understand that, but I don't think I don't agree with it. I understand the value of a tungsten bulb and what the light output spectrum looks like compared to fluorescent or any of these other bulbs that kind of are an artificial light. But I think the part that a lot of people is missing is that I believe that we are looking at kind of an energy crisis in this country, where the current administration and its war on coal, and now we have, of course, a lot of natural gas energy production, and now fracking is kind of getting some heat and becoming an enemy for its pollution. So I've noticed that in the stores, our local energy concern, which is Southern California Edison, has been subsidizing bulbs. And later in this video, you'll see some video I shot in the store of the price of some of these bulbs. But they're basically giving these things away now. And an example of that would be, I got these at the grocery store, and these were basically $1.50 each, subsidized by the local energy concern. And this is an omnidirectional. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's got a reflector in the top there. This is omnidirectional, 13 watt LED, 13 watt LED. And these CFLs were 5 for 98 cents. So this whole thing, I've already given a couple of them away. $5 for this whole pallet. These were, I think, 2 for 98 cents. I don't know, you'll see it in the video. And these, which I'd never seen before, big honkers, 150 watt for 42 watts of usage, were like 2 for $1. So there's a big push right now to get people to use efficient stuff, because I think we got a supply and demand issue that's not largely talked about. And what do you do when you're running out of capacity? You either need to turn some stuff off, make it more efficient, or produce more. Well, they're not really making it very easy to produce more, to build new electric power plants. Because of Fukushima, of course, nuclear is not very popular. So natural gas is not popular because of fracking. Nuclear is not popular because of Fukushima. And of course coal is not popular because of the administration's outspoken war on coal and carbon production. So let's take a look on the watt meter at what a few of these different things actually use. And here's one I forgot to show. I hoarded up a whole bunch of these. These were actually what they used in the old school stoplights, red, yellow, green stoplights. These are super long life, and they were $1 a piece. So yeah, if you use this on 120 volts, you get 28,000 hours out of this incandescent bulb. It uses 60 watts at 120 volts and 68. So you can see dropping at 10 volts over doubles the hours. It goes from 10,000 at 130 volts to 28,000 at 120 volts. And since we're about 117, this is probably 35,000 hour bulb. And this right here, this is the best part. This is a handy little box to have because this actually corrects for power factor just like the meter on the side of your house does. And this, you get this at the home store for about, I don't know what it was, 20 bucks. But anyway, gives you volts, amps, watts, VA, hertz, power factor, let's see, get back to watts here. So this little LED work light I have is using 5.7 watts. That's this guy right here. One thing I will agree that absolutely sucks about these CFLs is their warm-up time. Notice how, well, it's because the mercury right now is in the top because it hasn't been used. But basically, is that a manufacturing defect, that bubble? Basically, as it heats up, the mercury will vaporize and move throughout the whole tube. So I give this a few minutes. And yes, I did say mercury. I do acknowledge that they have mercury in them and that they actually, when dropped or when broken, are a hazmat situation. This thing is really bright. 37 watts. Okay, here's a little LED. 13 watts. And also I should say that if you watch my videos, you automatically know I'm no fan of government mandates. But I think banning some inefficient bulbs could hardly be compared to something like this healthcare law, which I'm sure has made your employment and quality of life go up. You know, more hours, lower cost, lower healthcare cost, you know, all that stuff that, all the good stuff. Okay, here we got Mr. Tungsten, which in comparison to the 13 watt LED is dim and it's just heat. It's like I can feel it, my head getting hot, and you can see how dim it is. So yeah, in my opinion, you know, tungsten's not good for anything really more than testing, firing up old radios and stuff as a resistor kind of thing, protection. And one of the common comments I see and hear from people is, I replaced everything with CFLs and my electric bill didn't drop. Well, look at it this way. If you're using a generator, say a 1,000-watt generator, a little Honda generator, and let's say you need 300-watt bulbs, as we often do when we go out on ham radio stuff or camping or to cabins to work on stuff, you can get about 20 hours out of a gallon of gas with 3 CFLs and about 8 hours out of a gallon of gas, 8 hours or less, with 3 100-watt tungsten bulbs. And we've actually tried it. And you could also think of it like this. If, say, a car battery is 20 amp hours and you're using an inverter, 100-watt light bulb is going to draw 10 amps, about 10 amps off of that car battery, so it's going to last 2 hours, whereas CFL is going to draw about an amp, and you're going to get about 18 hours out of it. It's a huge difference. Okay, here's the Recordio I was working on yesterday. I'm actually still working on it. I'm going to do an alignment video on it because I found a transformer and got rid of that squealing. Let's take a look at the power this uses. Okay, here's kind of my daily driver, which is an RCA CTC 28. Let's take a look at the power this uses. Okay, I'm going to turn it on now. A 19-inch 2000 CRT set uses about 40 watts. Transistor CRT sets use between 40 and 80 watts for a 19-inch. So a tube TV uses about 320 watts. Let's take a look at the power the Weller Jr. uses. Oh, maybe if I plugged it in first, it would actually help. Wow, basically 100 watts. Wonder what the power factor on that looks like. So let's get the power factor. Hertz power factor. Okay, so it's 1.0 right now. Okay, so the other big downfall to or common complaint is the lighting spectrum from other sources in incandescent. You can kind of see this is the lighting spectrum from an incandescent, and then this is halogen right here. So you can see what those look like. Let me switch the page. Let's see. So this is mercury vapor, and this is a lot like what CFL would look like, where you see how much it's like an MP3 file for the eyes, where you have blue and then a whole bunch missing and then red, so it makes you think it's white. So this is mercury vapor, okay. And then let's go to metal halide. And metal halide were basically like a mercury vapor. Mercury vapor are the old school whitish blue retina burning street lights and yard lights. And metal halide is what they used in car lots where they needed a better color rendering. And this is what metal halide looks like. So you can see there's more there to help fake out the eye that it's real light. And then of course this is high pressure sodium, which these are the ones that appear orange now that they're using for street lights. And actually here in LA they're getting rid of all those and replacing them with LEDs. And these were one of the most efficient type of lights. So, of course, halogen, you know, looks the best. And that's tungsten. So you can see there's I believe, and I could be wrong with this, but I believe this up here is red and down here is blue. So when it goes off the chart, it's ultraviolet. When it goes off the chart here, it's infrared. So tungsten has a ton of infrared radiation that, of course, fades your pictures and you can't see.
Walmart presents Calorie Cops. I'm Officer Sweet Tooth. Can I get you the stuff out of the fridge, please? I clocked you going 40 bucks a minute for that cheesesteak and we're cracking down in the new year. Walmart has low prices on everything you need to get back on track, like Kellogg's Special K products and hundreds of yogurt varieties, including Oikos. Plus, find rollbacks on all Atkins frozen dinners and meal bars. Is that pie on your cheek? I'm gonna need backup. Save money. Live better, Walmart.
With a Sam's Club membership, you get incredible savings every time you shop. And when you join Sam's Club by January 19th, you can receive up to a $20 gift card. Spend it on the things you need this winter. Everything from family favorite snacks, hearty soups and hot chocolate mix, to long-lasting LED light bulbs and more.